Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
What's up, sports fans? Welcome to another exciting episode of Sports Jabber with J&J. I'm Jama.
I'm Jonathan. On the game plan today, we are to talk about the NL East and give our World Series predictions. That should be fun, depending on who you pick. I've jinxed my team like I did yours, which was fun. UNC.
Yeah, there's this thing called karma. There's this thing called payback.
No, there's not. We're going to talk about Deflategate. Everybody loves talking about Tom Brady's deflated balls. Sam Bradford. He's being, kind of a whiny punk. So that's going to be fun to talk about him. And we'll answer some of your questions. First, NL East, our final division in baseball.
Coup de grace.
Yes. Coming in out of that, the defending NL champs, the Mets. The Nationals, who, along with the Mets, seem to be tied for the favorites to come out of that division. And then you have the Marlins, Braves, and Phillies just kind of there.
They bring up the rear.
Yes, there's not a whole lot there.
No.
So, comes down, I think, to the Nationals and Mets.
I got the Nationals.
The Nationals?
Yep, I got the Nationals.
Oh, Mets, though, they have a lot of good pitching. Syndergaard, DeGrom, Harvey. Their offense, can they keep things going with their offense? Can David Wright, have a bounce back year from his injury-prone season last year? Can Cespedes recreate that magic he had in the second half of last year after he got traded?
He was a beast.
He was. I don't know if he'll be able to recreate that success. I mean, it was really good. Not off to
that he got traded.
Not to the best start this year.
It's still early, though.
Still early, yes. Can they get enough runs? And for the Nationals, they have the best player in the game, Bryce Harper. He is just a beast. So they have Bryce Harper. They're pitching. They got some good pitchers. Strasburg. Can he finally live up to the hype he had? Because he had a lot of hype when he came up, and he's just been injured so many times. He hasn't been able to really establish himself. They have some decent pitching. They're probably going to have the offense, so it's going to come down to Nationals offense, Mets pitching.
They're both super young teams, too.
They are.
Fairly young,
Nationals are a little bit older than the Mets.
Right.
But the Mets do have some older players, like David Wright. He's in the latter half of his career. And Cespedes is mid-range. So, and they have, Bartolo Colon. I don't know how he's still playing. But, yeah, right now the Nationals, the first month of the season, are 15-7. Mets are 14-7, so they're right there. Phillies are surprising people being at 13-10, but everyone kind of, expects them to drop off. They've kind of been, playing above expectations.
Well, at least they've won more games than the Minnesota Twins.
Yes, and the Atlanta Braves, who have the worst record in baseball at 5-18. Their on-base percentage as a team is lower than the Cubs starting pitchers. Think about that. The Cubs starting pitchers are hitting better than the Atlanta Braves team. Shocking, I know, right? That's pathetic. And then Miami, D. Gordon gets suspended for 80 games because of PEDs.
Oh, nice.
That was one of their best players, so
good for him.
It's Giancarlo Stanton and nobody else, basically. So not really expecting that team to do a whole lot. And even if for some reason they were somehow able to get into the playoffs, whether be wild card or whatever, D. Gordon can't play in the playoffs anymore since he got busted with PEDs. So
you're saying if they made the playoffs for some miracle of pixie dust, they'd be a one and done? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'd say, but they're not making the playoffs. I got out of the division. I'm going to go with the Mets. The Mets.
I putting the bet on this?
The pitching is what does it for me.
That's true. You do need
pitching is too good.
All right.
And as they say, if their pitching can slow down the Nationals' offense, really, if they can slow down Bryce Harper, that's who you really need to game plan around. They can do that, and I think the Mets can win that division. I pick the Nationals to get in as a wild card. It will be one of my wild card teams.
So you're saying so they'll both make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Mets will win the division. Nationals would be a wild card.
See what happens.
Yes. So now we've done all the divisions. We've said who's going to win each division. What our thoughts on now? World Series picks. Who is going to go to the World Series and win it? I already know where John was going.
Where do you want me to go?
Just go. Just say it.
I gotta tell you something, baby. The Chicago Cubs, they got Yogi Berra as their mascot. They're gonna win the World Series. They're gonna celebrate with the Sears Towers. Oh my goodness, Rizzo, can you feel the power?
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's clearly your National League team. Who's your American League team?
Well,
You clearly don't seem as confident about your American League team as you do your National League team.
I mean, I don't really have any faith in. I don't know.
Royals to get to there for a third straight year.
Yeah. Yes.
Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees. Can the Twins make a miraculous comeback and get to the World Series?
I'll just go with the Royals for American. Why not?
Got 3 straight years in a row. It's tough to get there 2 straight years.
I'm feeling lucky. Feeling lucky though.
3, I don't know. I'm not. The Royals are a good team. They will make the playoffs, but I don't know if I could pick them for a 3rd straight year. But then looking at the league, who else can?
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Exactly. Safe pick.
I'm gonna
Safe
okay.
pick.
I'm gonna go out on a
Safe
limb
pick.
here. Probably gonna bite me later on. But World Series, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Cubs.
Oh.
Laying it out there.
So what he's saying, America, is one of the Sears Towers going to be either in the blue and white or either in the black and gray. That's what you're saying, because they're both from Chicago. See what I did with that? See what I did with that? The Sears Tower is in
Crosstown
Chicago.
rivals.
What did I do with that?
That's I'm going. 'Cause they are both the first team to 16 wins in their league since 1906, which is the last time they met in the World Series.
It'd be a sick World Series.
That would be very good as long as the Cubs won. As long as the Cubs win, it's a great World Series. If they lost, then it's not as good.
I also picked the Cubs because John jinxed my college team, North Carolina, so we're going to have a little payback.
I did not jinx them. They just could not guard anyone for 4 seconds.
Okay, we'll remember that.
That was their
We'll
own fault.
remember that when they don't win the World Series.
And when they hopefully do, we can.
I'm gonna go to the Sears Tower when they do it. I'm gonna take pictures because it's gonna be blue and white. Just jealous.
Yeah, Chicago would be nuts if the Cubs won the World Series.
I'd go to Chicago with them. Give me a jersey. Just paint my body for all I care.
Coming off of that, let's go to Tom Brady and his deflated balls. Yes. Overruling the decision to now he is suspended again for 4 games. I thought the story was dead and over with, but just gets brought back to life for some stupid reason. Why?
Okay, see, this is where I'm gonna go with this. I feel it's the Patriots finally and mercifully getting in trouble for double dealing under the table, stealing cookies from the Cookie Monster, you know?
Okay, I get it. It's against the rules. Can't, deflate footballs.
They have texts from Tom Brady texting the ball boys.
Okay, I get that it's wrong. I'm not a Patriots fan by any stretch of the imagination. But for the love of God, let this go. The game was 42-7.
Right, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered that much anyway.
Footballs meant nothing in that game.
Exactly. Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
that's a great argument.
They give. Okay, so are they saying that the deflated footballs prevented the Colts from scoring anything, or without
That's what they're saying.
or the footballs were inflated to their correct PSI, which is only like 0.2 off, or whatever something stupid it was, that then the Patriots wouldn't have scored the
That's
42?
what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
That is a horrible argument.
That-
Just, okay, you know what? Compromise. NFL wants Brady to have 4 games. Tom Brady and the Patriots, you don't have any. Just cut it down to 2. Right down the middle. Accept it and move on. Patriots, you'll be
compromise it.
fine with 2 games without Tom Brady. And then the NFL still gets to show, they can't mess with us. You get You did it 4, but you got two-game suspension.
Yeah,
For the love of God, let it go.
Yeah, we have a
So
great
sick of hearing
commissioner.
about it.
Great commissioner.
But the thing is, the commissioners had this power since, the early 1900s, when in baseball they got the power because of the Chicago Black Sox scandal. They gave this power, and that just kind of transcended for the rest of the sports leagues that came to fruition. The commissioner has this power to discipline players. If the players don't like it, do something about it in the collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't want to address in the collective bargaining agreement, you gotta have to shut your mouth about it.
Yeah, but none of those commissioners' names rhyme with Delhi. Roger Goodell. I'm just saying, Roger Goodell is, by any means, he's a pushover. This isn't the first time this has happened to America. There's been other issues. Remember
how
when
is he a pushover?
Okay, I'm gonna support. I'm gonna support my. I'm gonna. Okay, just let me finish. Okay, when all the Seahawk players had their PED things and Goodell said, "Oh, I'm gonna suspend them," they appealed it. When that all happened, he's like, "Oh yeah, you can play." Pushover. He should have stood his ground. But he
That's like the one thing he caved on. Everything else he fights until the bitter end about. I don't think any of the players would call Goodell a pushover.
Richard Sherman would have a few choice words, and there's other players that
Sure,
would have
wouldn't
choice
call him
words.
a pushover. They call him a dictator and some other choice words, but pushover is not one of them.
I think Sherman would call him a pushover. I really do. What? Why am I supporting a Seahawks player?
Because you're truly a Seahawks fan?
No. What?
What?
I hope the Cubs lose in the World Series now. I take back my pick.
All right, last episode of Sports Chamber Championship. Oh, so wrong. So wrong. Okay, well, enough of Tom Brady. Let's go to Sam Bradford. Go from a top-tier quarterback in Tom Brady to Bradford. Whining and complaining because the Eagles traded number 2 to take a quarterback. He wants to be the starting quarterback. You just signed a 2-year, $35 million deal with $22 million guaranteed when you have not earned it. Not in the slightest. Play a full season first. Then maybe you can decide to talk, about being treated unfairly. Career earnings. Since he came in the year, right before they put in the salary cap for rookies.
He signed a 6-year, $78 million deal in 2010.
Yeah, so he in his 6 years in the NFL, he's earned $78 million. He's thrown 78 touchdown passes. He basically essentially gets paid $1 million per touchdown pass. 78 touchdowns in 6 years. There's quarterbacks that get over half of that in one.
Yeah.
So, Bradford, you've earned a lot of money, not even justifiably so, earned a lot of money. Eagles told you you're going to be the starting quarterback. You're going to be. But they wanted to get they said they wanted to draft a quarterback and groom him, to be the future. There's nothing wrong with that. Brett Favre was in the same situation when they picked Aaron Rodgers. They picked him. They knew that was going to be the heir apparent to Brett Favre. Brett Favre, he didn't openly whine and complain about it. He didn't go out of his way to help Aaron Rodgers and, mentoring him or anything. But he didn't just like, oh, never mind, I'm leaving. I'm not going to go to any practices. No, I'm out. Trade me. Just come off sounding so petty doing that.
Well, the funny thing is before Sam Bradford was all on board with them bringing in a quarterback, he was, from what I was told, he was on board, and then when he finally figured out that, okay, they're going to draft this quarterback, he wants to get traded. Why would you not want to draft a quarterback when Sam Bradford's middle name is Mr. Glass?
Yeah, it's almost a guarantee he's going to miss a couple.
He's going to get hurt eventually.
Yeah.
At some point, he's going to get hurt.
Maybe he'll tear another ACL for the third time.
Maybe he'll fall and break a nail.
he misses a lot of games. So I mean, why? I mean, the Eagles know. I mean, Sam Bradford is not their future. So they did the
No.
smart thing. They got a quarterback who they think will be their future. Sam Bradford didn't like it apparently and just threw a hissy fit. And
I guarantee Carson Wentz will start, if not from winning competition in the summer, he will start eventually at some point during the season. I guarantee it.
I don't want to see him start. I want him to be out of here. Just see what
But the NFL's like. or
NFL's
something.
like. Yeah, just
quarterback.
be there to observe for the
Sure.
first year. Then get into an open competition come the second year. Maybe earn your starting position then. But I mean,
the Eagles traded up. They
Well,
traded
yeah.
up for this guy.
But I mean, they said that they wanted Bradford to be the starter, so they knew Carson Wentz wasn't going to start right away. That wasn't their intention at all. But was Bradford being out? I mean, their backup is Chase Daniels. He's been a career backup. So I mean,
It's kind of a journeyman too.
yeah. So I mean, it could very well come down to Carson Wentz outplays him in the preseason and earns that starting job over him. That'd be awesome if he did, play that well that they wanted him to be the starter. But I would like to see him be out a year and, kind of get groomed to be an NFL quarterback.
I'd
But-
like to see it too, but I have a hard time thinking it's going to happen, especially when Sam Bradford's a crybaby. And another thing on Sam Bradford, do you know in Forbes he's the 9th most paid player? He's ahead of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, that's a 4-time Super Bowl winner and first ballot Hall of Famer. He plays more games than Sam Bradford. He doesn't get hurt, and Sam Bradford hasn't even played a whole season ever, and he makes more than Tom Brady.
It's just sad.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Like I said, Bradford benefited greatly without having that rookie salary cap. Greatly. It is
the
just
numbers don't lie.
they don't. And they don't lie that Bradford hasn't even been a mediocre quarterback. He's been below average.
He was the number 1 drafted quarterback in that class, and he was an absolute bust.
Yeah, record is 25, 37, and 1. So, yeah, 12 games under 500.
It's a great record.
So, yeah, awesome.
Cool. I think the Browns should take him on. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Trade him to the Browns. What the heck?
Manziel could mentor him from his cell phone, Skyping.
While drinking a beer.
Perfect. I love it. Let's give him a call.
Eagles, Browns, get on that. Let's work that deal out.
It's some magic going, guys. Huh? Why not?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
it.
Why not?
Sure.
Send Bradford out to Cleveland to die like all the other quarterbacks do out there.
I'm so glad Carson did not go to Cleveland.
I think every NDSU fan is.
Sweating bullets there for a minute. Sorry, Cleveland. No hate on you. We just didn't want to see our local boy go there.
Love you, Cleveland, just your team isn't that good, and it seems to be a quarterback graveyard. Maybe RG3 will change that. I doubt it, but why not?
I mean, you could.
Wouldn't be an episode without some trash talking the Browns, right?
That's right. We do it every episode.
So there,
Browns are a Minnesota team.
there is your daily dose of Cleveland Browns, trash talking. So, awesome. Going on, we do have some questions you guys post on our Facebook page you would like to answer.
Some Q&As, guys. Thank you so much for posting your questions.
Love to be able to answer some of these. So, first off we have here is Chris wants to know, can the White Sox maintain the momentum they've had so far this year? Off to a fantastic start. Pitching has been lights out.
No, the both your World Series teams. too.
Chris Sale has just been fantastic, unhittable. Only thing is they have the best, I believe it's second best, staff ERA in baseball. The thing is, their run production is low. Only averaging, I believe, just around 2 runs per game. So the thing is, can their pitching maintain that? Or if their pitching, comes down, can the offense start to pick it up? Todd Frazier didn't start out the best. He has heated up as of late. Abreu, he hasn't been off to the best start. Even right now, he's still kind of struggling, and he's supposed to, be someone that they rely heavily on to get runners in. So can this offense finally start to click it in? Because, I mean, the pitching I don't foresee going this well the entire year.
This is for the White Sox?
Yeah, White Sox.
Okay.
I don't see their pitching being this good the entire year. Chris Sale, I could see going through But you got Danks, he hasn't been doing well. Latos, he's off to a great start, but he hasn't shown anywhere where he's maintained that for an entire season. So their pitching is going to come down some, but can the offense do enough to push them and keep them going to carry when their pitching does struggle some? Which they could. They have a lot of established players there that are off to slow starts. So it's just a matter of can they get it going. And like I said, I think the White Sox, they're not going to maintain this dominance for the entire year, but they will have a good year. They will have a winning record. And like I said, I picked them to go to the World Series, but once again, that's the main thing is because I don't want to pick the Royals for a third straight because that's really hard to do. And I don't really see that many other teams in the AL that
that's
I
the
think
realistic part.
Yeah. So, I think the White Sox can still get it going. And that's coming from a Cubs fan, too. I still think the White Sox are going to do good. So Chris, hope that answers your question. Look for a good year out of the White Sox.
Got a question from Braden Jinx here. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for your question. Will the Warriors beat the Clippers without Steph Curry?
Well,
And will NDSU QB Carson Wentz be picked by the Rams? So obviously the draft is over. Like I told you before, Carson Wentz was going to go to the Eagles. Jared Goff would go to the Rams. And just last night, the Trailblazers beat the Clippers without Chris Paul, broke his hand, without Blake Griffin, who had a quad injury, knocked him out of the playoffs. So they will play against, I believe, Portland. I believe Portland did beat them during the year. They have a guy called Damian Lillard that can put up points. I would say it's an interesting series, I guess, because Portland has a lot of, they got a little chip on their shoulders. As I said, that they couldn't make it to the playoffs without LaMarcus Aldridge. Do they have enough to beat Golden State, though?
Well, it's Golden State without Steph Curry.
Well, he's out for 2 weeks.
Well, he's going to be reevaluated in
right.
2 weeks, so he could be out longer, but he's going to be just reevaluated in 2 weeks.
I would say if Curry doesn't play, I would say it'll go to maybe 5 or 6 games. Usually when the team loses a superstar, they can play for maybe a series in the playoffs and perform well. I know everybody's saying, oh, they got Draymond, they got Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson, this guy, that guy. Make no mistake about it, Stephen Curry is the engine that gets Golden State going. If he is out more with his reevaluation, I see the Warriors potentially having a tough time beating Portland Trail Blazers.
You said 5 or 6 games are going to win. That doesn't sound like much of a series of 5 games. Sounds like pretty much cruise through that.
Yeah, they could have one where they luck up and lose, but
That doesn't sound like they're going to have much of an issue then. So saying the Warriors just kind of cruise through with maybe one kind of maybe off game.
Probably one off game, yeah. If Curry's out for longer than that, if they make it to like the Western Finals and they're playing against the Spurs or the Thunder,
it's going to be the Spurs.
Then I would say Golden State probably won't return to defend their crown. But yes, I would say Golden State in 5, just because I don't think Portland has the firepower to keep up with all the weapons that Golden State has. But
all it comes down to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is able to return, and during the series, that series is done. If he's going to be out, for the entire series, I'd say the Trailblazers take that to 6 games.
6. Okay.
I'll give the Blazers a little bit of a shot there. At least 6 games. Why not? Everyone kind of suspected the Warriors just cruise through the playoffs, but obviously, Steph Curry being injured puts a damper on that, so it makes things a little bit tougher for them. But also for the Warriors, if they're able to maintain and continue on without Steph Curry, it's going to build character for the other
Right. Yeah.
show that they can overcome that adversity. Adversity, and
they have other players that can score. It's just going to be how much is their chemistry eventually going to get thrown off without having Babyface on the court.
It's true. But once again, thank you guys for the questions. Feel free to answer, leave more. We'd love to answer them on another episode or even on our Facebook page or in the comment section for the YouTube. Again, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube page, comment. If you have any comments, questions, anything, leave them. We'd love to hear from you. Once again, Sports Jabber. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jama.
Have a good night.